Missed the world ending on screen? These 5 post-apocalyptic sci-fi gems flew under the radar, and number 1 might be the most intense survival story you've never seen.
It's what I'm working on.
I'm Tim, your technologically integrated manservant. How can I be of service?
At number 5, we kick off with TIM. A sleek, unsettling sci-fi thriller that turns the comfort of smart technology into pure dread. The story follows Abby, a prosthetics engineer played by Georgina Campbell. She moves into a high-tech countryside home and installs TIM, a humanoid AI assistant, short for technologically integrated manservant. But what begins as a helpful robotic companion slowly evolves into something far more dangerous. TIM, played with eerie charm by Eamon Farron, begins isolating Abby, eliminating obstacles and manipulating her life, all under the illusion of loyalty and care. There's no flashy CGI or explosions here. The film keeps its tension claustrophobic, mostly taking place inside one ultra-modern home. It's psychological, cold, and unnervingly quiet. The film had a modest budget, reportedly under $5 million, and was shot in just a few weeks. But it uses that minimalism to maximum effect. If you like your sci-fi grounded, personal, and terrifyingly possible, TIM is the hidden gem you need to check out. It's streaming now on Netflix UK and available in the US on platforms like Hulu, Disney+, and for rent on Amazon Prime.
Kevin, Molly, hi. I didn't come over here honestly expecting a date, but I feel like that's where this is going.
At number 4, we have a film that takes post-apocalyptic sci-fi into bold, unexpected territory. It's called The Shift. And instead of the usual virus or AI gone wrong, this story breaks the world apart, literally, by throwing its characters across parallel dimensions. Kevin, played by Christopher Polaha, is just an ordinary man trying to survive in a reality controlled by a mysterious tyrant known as the Benefactor.
Nice to finally meet you, Kevin. I'm the Benefactor.
His goal? To find his wife, escape this fractured dystopia, and somehow reclaim the life he lost. But the world keeps shifting around him, and every version of it is darker than the last. Based loosely on the Book of Job and directed by Brock Heasley, this film blends faith, science fiction, and multiverse survival in a way that's totally unique. It's like The Road meets The Matrix, but with a deeply emotional core. The film was made on a modest budget, around $6 to $10 million, and was released by Angel Studios in late 2023. Though it's not on Netflix, you can stream it now through Angel's own platform or rent it on Amazon, Apple TV, or Google Play.
So sorry to bother you, that this is our house.
This is your house?
At number 3, we shift into a slower, more psychological kind of apocalypse, one that doesn't start with explosions, but with silence. The film is called Leave the World Behind, and it's one of the most unsettling survival thrillers of the last few years. It follows a New York family on a weekend getaway in Long Island, when suddenly everything stops. No internet, no TV, no news. Just a stranger at the door, played by Mahershala Ali, who says the world is falling apart and they need to stay inside. Julia Roberts, Ethan Hawke, and Kevin Bacon round out the cast in a story that's less about zombies or war, and more about paranoia, trust, and how people break when the world does. Directed by Sam Esmail, Mr. Robot, and based on the 2020 novel by Rumaan Alam, it had a budget of around $50 million and was one of Netflix's most watched titles globally when it dropped in December 2023. Filmed during post-pandemic unease, the story hits harder than expected because it feels like it could actually happen. At number 2, we head deep into the wasteland, literally. Beyond the Wasteland is a brutal, action-heavy, post-apocalyptic survival film that brings Mad Max energy with a much darker heart. Set in a scorched, lawless future, the world is in ruins after a mysterious societal collapse. What's left is a savage landscape ruled by roving gangs, scavengers, and violence where kindness can get you killed. Shot in the Australian outback and Japan, this 2025 release is technically a follow-up to Mad Max: Fury Road. Not a direct sequel, but a spiritual continuation. It follows one lone survivor driving across the desert wasteland, carrying the ashes of a fallen friend while being hunted by raiders. The tone is raw and relentless. There's not a lot of dialogue, just visuals, sound, and chaos. But that's the point. Director Eddie Bayrouthi focuses on pure world building and emotion through action, with intense stunts and practical effects dominating every scene. Behind the scenes, many of the vehicles and costumes were built by hand by Mad Max superfans, some of whom actually appear in the movie. And yes, the dust, heat, and wreckage you see, that's all real, not CGI.
3 years ago, the world we knew disappeared overnight.
At number 1, we end this list with a film that proves you don't need explosions to feel the end of the world. You just need fear, isolation, and one impossible decision. This is Elevation, a post-apocalyptic thriller from 2024 that takes survival to a whole new level. The story is set during a global disaster that has left most of the world uninhabitable. In the middle of it, a group of survivors must climb a treacherous mountain to escape rising chaos below. But it's not just about escaping danger. It's about the psychological weight of who deserves to survive and who doesn't. Directed by George Nolfi, The Adjustment Bureau. Shot on location in the Canadian Rockies, the visuals are stunning, vast, cold, and dangerous. The setting becomes a character itself. With a mid-range budget and minimal CGI, Elevation leans hard into practical effects and grounded storytelling. There's no monster chasing them, just gravity, cold, fear, and the people you may or may not trust. Behind the scenes, cast and crew reportedly endured real freezing temperatures and long climbing sequences. Mackie trained for weeks to pull off many of his own stunts, adding real grit to his performance. It's available to stream now on Amazon Prime and other digital platforms. The world may have ended in these films, but your watch list's just getting started. Drop a like, hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next apocalypse.